we are fortunate to spend some time with a legend, in my opinion, Samoa Joe. Joe, how are you, brother?
I'm excellent, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing good. And look, it's your first time on the show, first time we've talked. And before we get into wrestling, and I have to ask you questions to get on Fightful and do all that stuff, we need to break the ice, okay? And let me tell you my little situation about what's going on in my life. Just got new neighbors. They just moved in. They're super dope. They're Samoan. It's Christmas season. I want to set the tone right. I want to just spread good vibes. Is there something I can do as a show of good faith that, is there anything I could do?
Oh, 100%. Brother, you need to go find yourself some big cans of corned beef. Now, you take them big cans of corned beef and you take it over to your neighbors. And trust me, they're going to cook you a meal that's going to shut it down with that corned beef. And you're going to have a great time. So, I mean, you do that enough in and of itself, that tells people that you know what to get a Samoan family come the holidays, bro.
Hey, that's amazing. And to be honest, the father of the household was like, "What up, Oos?" And I popped.
Yeah.
I felt cool. I'm like, okay, this is
That's
good.
how it is, man. It has to come in the can. I don't want no fancy corned beef you get in the debt. Nah, corned beef in a can, bro. If you bring that to them, they're gonna take care of you for the holidays.
Joe, I appreciate you. And look, I requested to talk to you last month for a specific reason, and now that reason has exploded into a bigger thing. And I just told you, I view you as a legend, good sir, and your impact has went across professional wrestling into the NBA. So first and foremost, with Draymond Green, can we rate the chokehold out of 10? Like how good did he really put that hold in?
I've seen Draymond play for quite a while now. Draymond has always been a far better thug than he has been as late. He's just not hiding stuff like he used to. He used to kind of look the other way, stomp on a guy's guts. He used to choke a guy, but then pretend oh, no, he's holding on to my arm. See, Draymond even trying as hard as he used to hide it. That's why, of the Draymond chokes I've seen over his career, that last one's probably about a 6. You know what I mean? He didn't disguise it as well. That tornado punch he threw. I mean, I've seen him throw that tornado punch for years, and he always got away with it because I was over here and punching this way. You got a good little rhythm with that. But, as of late, I think just Draymond he needed to pay a little bit more credence to the quality thugging that he can get away with, not this just haphazard flailing of the arms that he's been doing lately. I mean, that's why he's suspended right now.
Hey, brother, the Warriors dynasty is crumbling in more ways than one. They used to be better at everything, just a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, a little bit tighter. By the way, has there been anyone more suited to get into an AEW ring from the professional, other professional athletes than Draymond?
He might be one of them. He might be a candidate. If the suspension don't work out the way he wants to, maybe got a little bit of free time. Maybe we can get him crossed over a little bit. We'll see how that works out.
Hey, he can show up to a World's End and do his podcast. It'll be great.
Oh, great.
One thing I want to ask is if someone asks me what do you love about Samoa Joe, in my opinion, I'm like, well, first and foremost, everyone needs to take notes on the presence. When he walks in, things change and the attention changes. And it's been weird this year seeing some of these viral videos of just fans showing up at the airport with the Funko Pops, with the autograph, with the 50 million pictures, and please, can you sign this for my son, but don't put his name because I'm trying to sell this on eBay and all this stuff. And it's been real OD. And I'm curious for you. I just feel like nobody really tries you in public, right?
I've been fortunate enough that fans have always been very gracious throughout my career. I will say this, man, I have no issue signing stuff for people, but I'll sign a thing for you. I mean, you roll up to me with 50 things and all this other stuff. I'm signing doing the line for you, B. I got that card for you, partner. But other than that, listen, fans are a wonderful thing. I know some wrestlers have an issue with them. That's all fine and dandy. Concern, if you want to come up, show a little love, say what's up, come say what's up. But just know we all got time on our hands, and I'll give you as much as I can, but it won't be much.
Not the 50 different camera shot pictures. Hey, you sign all these? No, that's crazy. Something I'm never gonna have to experience, thankfully. Bringing up this year too, as someone who's been a veteran, who's been literally everywhere. What's been wilder for you to realize that wrestling is on television 6 days a week at least, or the fact that now there are post-game, post-event press conferences and kind of the media involvement and the change in that, which wasn't a thing 10 years ago?
I think both are astonishing to me. I think the prevalence and the importance of live sports in the current media environment is definitely a big contributor to the fact that why you see so much pro wrestling now on TV. I came from an era where there wasn't a lot of opportunity, and we kind of dreamed of a scenario like this where we have a lot of companies doing what they can to provide work for guys like me, and it's a wonderful thing to see that's come to that point in the industry, and I really love to see it. I love to see fans get an opportunity to see what we do, and the more opportunities they get to see it, then I guess the happier I am.
Yeah, and you talk about the era that you came up in. It's always fascinating, being fortunate with this job, getting to talk to trailblazers and people who broke through. And it's always a case of they didn't do this to break through and change the game. They were doing it because they were just trying to make it work, trying to survive, and trying to do what they love. And there was a fascinating tweet from Abu, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, from Russell Purist. And he kind of talked about, you, Danielson, Punk, Styles, you guys leading the forefront back in the day and kind of changing the landscape of professional wrestling and giving us fans like a different presentation of what a match could be. And how one of the reasons why you guys did that is because you had to travel everywhere to make it work in different countries, different crowd sizes before you got to where you guys are at now. And now with social media and stuff, you look at a dude like Nick Wayne who signs when he's 18. He's always going to be under the umbrella of producers and people telling him what to do and kind of not going through the school of hard knocks, for lack of a better term, of learning, trying things out, going out there in a crowd of just maybe 50 people, and kind of those dynamics and how things have changed. Like, how do you view that?
First off, like I said, I worked for a long time trying to build opportunity in this industry for outside of the traditional companies that were the path, and to see where we're at now, to see that guys like Nick Wayne at 18 are given opportunities to be signed early. Some people would be a little bit upset or pissed off about it. No, that's mission accomplished. That's what I wanted. I wanted there to be a pipeline for young guys to get into real work, and there wasn't a lot of real work. At the time, WCW had closed down. ECW was also kind of in its last phases of its existence and its initial incarnation. So it's like it was a very, very difficult time. And now, for me to be upset that there's boundless opportunity after I've done all this work to get it to this point would seem pretty stupid on my part. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. And whether or not he develops the same way, that's not for me to say. All I know is a lot of those producers and people who supposedly are telling him what to do. These are trusted voices in the industry who have a lot of experience. And as a young grappler, I think some of the most fundamentally career-changing things came from just good sage advice from people who knew what the hell they were doing, and that can't be understated enough. And I hope that he receives that type of advice and training as he comes up through the ranks. And I hope that there's more opportunity for young grapplers to succeed in this industry. This is what I strive for when I was working for, and to see it come into fruition now, I'm very happy with it.
Yo, hoping you and yours had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and now it is Black Friday, and as you do your shopping, I'm in flight to Chicago, Illinois, lucky enough to be able to cover Survivor Series, and I wouldn't be able to do that without the good folks at Zip Chair. And now, watch how I combine the two. I told you it's Black Friday. And Zip Chair, if you don't know, makes some of the best furniture in the business. So here's the deal. You want to be the MVP this Christmas season and you want to give the best gift, whether it's a huge sports fan, why don't you give them the bar stools for the basement with their favorite team's logo? You know what I'm saying? All right, the Mets, the Lakers, it doesn't matter. NBA, MLB, MLS, NFL, collegiate, they got it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to get the recliner, the couch, all the same, all comfortable. But then, what I specialize in, I'm in my office, I'm in my chair, I'm at my desk a lot, editing videos, playing games, replying to emails, whatever. A lot of hours spent in that seat. And that seat needs to be comfy, and that seat needs to be a Zip Chair. Use that discount code Adrian to save 10% off and be the MVP of this holiday season. Hey man, salute to you having that mindset, because a lot of people don't have it, even in radio.
Yeah, who those people are? They broke. They broke because they're making this money. Oh, broke people they mad at everybody.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. We all need to come over here on the good side where it's nice and profitable, and we ain't mad at anybody for living their life, you know.
And insurance, and then good health care, all these good
Every
things.
wrestler that's mad about a young guy getting an opportunity is because you broke. So knock it off, man. Get out here, get your own opportunities. You'll be fine. Worry about yourself before you worry about everybody else.
You speak about being broke. First off, that's going to be the IG trailer for people to check out the interview. So thank you for that, good sir. And another thing that made money was All In. And look, I just, in terms of your career and things that you've done, being a part of that show with the attendance and just really what that show meant, and that the fact that it was even possible, where does that rank in your career when you look at accolades and things like that?
Oh, very high. I mean, obviously, just for those reasons. I mean, just the recognition of what the fan base is and seeing it all out and come out and be a part of this huge event. I mean, that spoke volumes to me. And so, yeah, man, it was a massive moment, and it's one I greatly appreciate and one I didn't expect to be a part of, but very happy that I was a part of.
And one thing I do have to ask you is, I was in LA. I was at the Forum for Full Gear. As someone who's done everything that you've done, I just want to get your initial reaction when you're backstage, seeing what the hell Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page did in that match. What was the reaction?
For me, it's funny. I'm not surprised, especially when it comes to those two individuals. These are two guys who, undoubtedly are in their prime right now, and they're looking to make their mark on the world. They're looking to, give everything they have to the fans and paint a very violent and crazy picture in the process. And watching the match, it did not surprise me at all. Both men have been tremendously dedicated to the program leading up and wanting to give the best to the fans. And the match that was delivered was exceeded expectations, and mine were pretty high. So I mean, it's a testament to both those gentlemen to go out there and perform and deliver in that environment.
It was the craziest atmosphere I've ever been in. All the fellas, including me, were like, "Yo, y'all need to chill." All the women were screaming, "We want more blood. Let's go." I'm like, what type of
how
world?
That works, by the way, right?
Yeah, no, bro, it's crazy. As we come to the end of the year, and by the way, you're trying to get that Triple B belt, World's End. You can get it on pay-per-view December 30th as you take on MJF. But as we close out the year, at any point in your career, I can imagine now you don't really care, but I'm interested, as you were on the come up, how much do you care about the end of the year lists and your Meltzer ratings and things like that? Like, how much did that play a part in your come up?
My end all be all judge and executioner is the fans, and that's the way it's always been. I don't knock people for digging Meltzer ratings. He's a guy who's watched a ton of wrestling, has strong opinions about it. But I mean, to me, that's what it's always been. I've always appreciated when he's liked my stuff, and when he hasn't, well, that fan didn't particularly like my stuff that time. And I think that's the way I've always taken it. I'm not a master to a publication. I'm a master to the fans that show up and come to see me and then want to be entertained. And that's really the focus of what I do. I'm out there for the people, not for myself. I'm not out there trying to pad my resume or get a bunch of accolades so that I can seem important somewhere down the line when I'm nice retired. No, I want to leave memories with people. I want you to come to a show, say you saw Samoa Joe rock the house, and have a great time. And that's really always been my focus in my career, man. And if that coincided and it happened to catch the critics' ire and they dug it, then cool. And if it didn't, that's cool too. Man, my main focus has always been on the people who show up to the arena and want to have a good time, and those that tune in at home and give me a few hours of their time of their busy daily schedule. And that's my focus, man. I want the people at home to enjoy it. And like I said, if it all works out and everybody enjoys it, cool. And if some people don't, that's cool too, as long as the people that I set out to entertain are entertained.
Facts, and you can't make everyone happy. And something
I stopped trying a long time ago, man.
Yeah, no, straight up. Well, one thing that's made me happy is this feud per se that you've had with MJF. A lot of twists and turns. It's just been cool. Even the history that you guys have, which some people may not remember, and seeing that kind of play out. If you could, and this is weird because you're trying to kick his ass and take everything that he cares about on December 30th. But yeah. To me, you talk about these lists, and it's funny because I'm a sports radio host. This is all we do. We argue every day. You think LeBron's the greatest. I think Steph's the greatest. And there we go for 3 hours every day. Yeah. But I think that some people have kind of not given MJF the credit. To me, he's put himself in this position where he's kind of become the leader of AEW. He's took the ball and he's ran with it. And that's a lot. It's a different thing than some of these other people that have also done great, but they weren't in that position of being the top guy. In this year, I guess if you could talk to me just about MJF and kind of his growth.
I think you kind of encapsulated a lot about how I feel about MJF. The bottom line is, a lot of people say they want to score a touchdown, but not many people are willing to go up there and rip the ball out of somebody's hand and go do it. And MJF is definitely one of those guys. He's a guy that's not going to sit around waiting for opportunities to slap him in the face. He's very proactive. He's going to get out in front of things, and he's going to try to go make opportunities for himself. And, that in and of itself is a testament to most people who are successful in this industry, is that they're not people who wait around for somebody to recognize their greatness. They go out there and they show the world every week. And so, MJF has been pretty consistent in that aspect. And I think that is definitely where his biggest growth has been.
Well, December 30th, it ends, hopefully for you.
Yes, it will.
You get to end all that and you get to take the title. Before we get into close this out, and again, thank you so much for the time. AEW Collision, first time ever at the Dollar Loan Center, an amazing venue, first professional wrestling event in the venue as well. Tickets just went on sale, access.com, AEWTix.com as well, the night before the big game, just to make that weekend that much better. One thing I do need to ask you is, we're now living through the final stages of Bryan Danielson's final year professional wrestling in AEW. I know he said he's not going to completely retire, but this full time, and then we're running up against Sting retiring. And I know that if AEW wasn't a thing, you might have been done as well. For you, how long do you see yourself? Is this a situation until my body tells me I can't do it no more, or how does this play out in a perfect world for you?
Oh, no, I'll probably stop well before then. No, I've been really, really fortunate. When I came off the concussion, I took 2 years off to really get everything back in order. And in that time, too, just in the recovery process, really changed a lot around in my training and changed a lot of things around that have benefited me to a great amount health-wise. And, I feel good right now. As far as where the train will end, I'll let it play out a little bit more. But I will say this. I've definitely have more than a handful of good years left in me, and beyond that, I'm excited to if we are going to go out, we're going to go out with a bang. So it'll be interesting to see how these next few years play out.
Let's go. And look, man, you got a lot of other things you got to handle, which is where we'll transition to. First off, your reaction, Twisted Metal Season 2?
Beyond excited, obviously, the reception from fans, worldwide has been tremendous. I know the numbers, the streaming numbers have been off the charts phenomenal for Peacock, and they're more than excited for the season 2 we're bringing up. And I'm just tremendously excited to get back in the truck and introduce some new characters to the Mad World, Twisted Metal to the world, and hopefully bring some new favorites that fans have been dying to see. Hopefully bring them to life on the screen. So it's been a fantastic experience. Obviously Anthony Mackie's a tremendous actor and very, very fun to work with, including the entire cast. And I can't wait for season 2.
Have you been able to play the Suicide Squad game yet? Have you got a build yet?
Yes, I have. I participated in the alpha, got a little early play test. Actually, post All In London, went down to the Rocksteady Studios and got a little hands on it for the first time, and very, very excited about that too. Obviously, we're coming out next year. Look forward to WB having a big presence on AEW here with that, but. It's a really, really fun game. I'm looking forward to everybody checking it out. I don't know if I'm breaking any of that alpha NDA even saying it's good, but it's a good deal. So.
No, I think you are. They've done all the gameplay videos. They've shown a lot, so I think you're good. Yo, and by the way, rest in peace to E3. Since we were bringing up games. Oh, that's crazy. I'm excited for that. Okay, so this will be the last question. We'll close you out on this. Iron Claw is debuting next week in theaters, and if I gave you the choice to take any story, whether it was an on-screen or behind the scenes, and also doesn't have to be as devastating as the Von Erich family story, which is for crazy. Sure. That's coming out during Christmas time. But if I give you one story to pick, what would you make into a movie?
Ooh, it's tough. I've always been a big fan. I think Brody's story needs to be told. I think the life and death of the great Bruiser Brody should be something that should be focused upon. I think that we're still fortunate enough that we have men that knew him in his life that could help, bring that to fruition. And just from a personal California thing, I'd like to see a little bit more on Don Leo Jonathan, not a name that's maybe well known, but, just for his stuff in and outside of the ring, including some of the amazing diving stuff that he achieved, I think would be an interesting little foray into wrestling history.
Boom. There it is. Samoa. I didn't think this would ever happen. I'm glad it did. Thank you so much for the time, friend.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Take care.